Hi, this is Kevin. We're back for a part two of my tutorial for the migrations assignment. In part one, we created a migration script to load test data into the instructor table. And what we're going to do in part two is we're going to do a parallel thing for the student table, but instead of being given the code, uh, we're going to take the code that we use for migrating the instructors and we're going to clone it. Okay? Okay, so what's the first thing? Well, whenever you want a migration script that's integrated into your project, the easiest thing to do is to get the project to generate the shell of the script. So if we look, let's do a show migrations. Show migrations. Okay. And let's just take a look at what we have. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 scripts already for course info, and we want to generate the fifth. So the way that we do that is we do a make migrations space, and then we tell it the name of our app, course info. Okay, and now we need to tell it that we don't want it to generate a lot of code in it. We just want the shell of the script. So we want it, they call that empty, although it's not technically empty. So we say slash dash dash empty, EMPTY, space, dash dash name, okay, space, and then we want to give it the name that we want for the script. So this one should be called load student test data with underscores in between the words. So load underscore student underscore test underscore data. Okay, that's all we need. So let's press enter. Okay, and this time I can see it up on my list of migrations. Now that may be true for you or not. If it's not, remember to come up here, highlight the name of your project, right click, and then go down and click reload from disk. That will refresh the list of files that are in your project. Okay, so this is the file. Double click that, and let's just see that we have. Okay, we don't have any operations. Okay, the dependencies are on 0004 load instructor test data, and yeah, that's it. That's the one that we want to have run before this. Okay, that's fine. All right, so now we're going to copy things. Okay, we're going to copy them from load instructor test data. All right, so I'm going to open up load instructor test data, and I'm here. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to copy over the operations that were in that one. And maybe the names are a little off, but that's okay. So I'm just going to do a copy and go back to my load student, and I'm going to copy that over operations right there. Okay. All right, now the dependencies are fine. So everything else we want are like the imports, the helper methods, all that kind of stuff. It's all this stuff above the migration class. Okay, so let's go into the other one, the load instructor test data. Okay, and then we're down at the bottom. Okay. And let's just take all the code that's on top of the migration class and copy it. So that includes the data too. We're going to delete that soon, but I think it's easier to copy it all and then delete things. So I'm going to go all the way up to the comment at the top. And I'm going to copy, right click and copy. Now I'm going to go over to the student one. Okay, and again, I've already highlighted what I want to paste it over. Okay, I want to paste it over the import and the comment. So right click, paste, and it pasted it all over. Okay, so we have all the code now. We're going to have to change some. One thing is, all this test data for instructors, well, by the time we get done, they're going to be called students. But we don't want these data. We don't want the instructors to be the same as the students. So let's just take all these list items that have the dictionaries. Let's just delete all the data out of that list. And we'll have something to paste in there soon. Okay. Whoop. We went too far. See, I usually go too far. All right, now I'm at the bottom of the list. I don't want to get rid of the list. So I'm just going to go here. I'm going to take the last item, and now when I go up to the top, maybe I won't make the same highlighting mistake. I made a highlighting mistake, and it drives me crazy. I always seem to make the same one. Okay, so again, we only want to delete the list items. So now I'm going to press delete. Okay, and that's it. I have an empty list. All right, that looks good. Okay, we'll be back for this. Okay, so let's start at the top. So this list called instructors, we're going to want to change its name to students. And we just don't want to type over it. We want to use the refactor rename. So highlight instructors, right click, pick refactor rename. Okay, and let's just type over it in all caps, students, and click on refactor. All right, so we got that's changed in quite a few places. Yeah, good. All right, that's good. So we've got two functions that are helper functions: add instructor data and remove instructor data. They've got the wrong names. Okay, and those are also referred to in operations. So this is a situation again where we want to refactor to change the name. So let's go up to the function itself. Add instructor data. Let's just highlight the name, just the name of the function. Right click, refactor, rename. Okay, and I'm just going to go into the dialog, and where it says instructor, I'm going to put student, not in all caps though, student. All right, and I can click the refactor button. Okay, now some of the times when you refactor, they give you the opportunity to read through various things. Just click on do refactor, and now it changed that. Add student data. Okay, and then let's go down to the other one, the other function, remove instructor data. And let's right click, refactor, rename. Okay, remove student data. And click on refactor. And then again, we have to confirm that we want to do it. Click on do refactor again. And it's changed the names. Okay, that's good. So let's look down in operations. Because we did a refactor rename, the reference to our two functions have been changed. So we don't have to change those. So operations looks good. Dependencies were always good. Let's look at our two functions and make sure that they get like all of the changing that they need to be appropriate for student instead of instructor. So right here on the first line we have instructor class. Let's refactor rename that. Refactor rename to student class. Okay. All lowercase student class. And you can see all of the other things are changing at the same time. Now press enter. Okay, those are done. Okay, but we're getting the model class, but it's not the instructor class. We need to change that to student. Okay, that's the name of the class. So it says here for instructor and students, we don't want that. We need to highlight that, refactor, rename for rename code occurrences. That's what I want, code occurrences. And I don't want that to say instructor. I want that to say student, and then enter. So it changed all of those. That helped a lot. Okay. Down here, here's a place where it was in, I probably could have chosen another option about what things I wanted to change, and it maybe would have found this word instructor here too. But this word here in the print, it's to say duplicate student, okay, entry not added to student table, right? How's that look? Okay. Yeah, and it says student across there. That all looks good. Okay, let's look down in this except block. We have an instructor object. Well, that should be a student object. Okay. And now, because that's grayed out, I know it's not referred to again. So I'm not going to refactor rename it. I'm just going to type over it. Okay, so this is going to be student object. Okay, and that looks okay. Now let's go to the remove. So it's not instructor class. Let's right click, refactor, rename. Should be student class. Student class. Okay, so we did that. Those all look good. Oh, back out here, the name of the class is not instructor, it's capital S student. Okay, that's good. And now we have for instructor and students, that's wrong. So let's highlight that, refactor, rename. Okay, and that should be student. Enter. All right, those are all done. And then we have this instructor object, which we do refer to again. So now we have to refactor, rename that. So highlight that, refactor, rename. So instead of instructor object, it should be student object. Okay, well, that looks good. All right. So our two helper functions have been now fully cloned. We've turned all the references from instructor into student. That should be fine. Are we ready to run it yet? No, we don't have our test data yet. Okay. So it's part of the downloads. Okay, the starter files. I've got, oh, it's right here. It popped right up. So as part of the starter files that we downloaded, we have student names Python code. Okay, so we're going to open that. I'm going to open mine with Sublime Text again. That's my new favorite. Okay, and I'm going to go and I'm going to highlight all that code. Right, so that, oh, you know what? It looks like I opened the wrong file. So that's not good. Let me try that again. So let's student names Python code text. Let's try that again. Open with Sublime Text. Oh, okay. I opened it, but I had the wrong one. Okay, so here's the right window. Okay, and these are all of the items in the list for the students. Okay, so I'm just going to click and I'm going to highlight all. On my Mac, that's a Command A. On Windows, it would be a Control A. And I'm going to right click and say copy. Right? And that's going to go into the list called students, all caps. So I'm going to just highlight the middle line and paste it in. And there they are. Those are all the student names. Okay. Yeah. All right. That looks good. Okay. So we've changed this. So the PyCharm way to make sure that things are saved is to click off of the line that you changed. So I'm just going to click on the last line and I know that the file's been saved. All right. Am I ready to run it? Yes, I am. Okay. And we're going to test this the same way that we tested the one for the instructors, right? Okay. So let's open the manage.py task. And let's look into the app. I'm going to do a run server. Okay, I'm going to click through. And whereas if we click on instructors, we have a whole lot of them. If we click on students, we go to the student list, we still only got 2, 4, 6 of them. Okay, when we run this migration, data migration for the student table, we should have 125 more. We should have 131. Okay, so let's do that. So stop the development server and let's give ourselves a little bit of room to read. Okay, let's do a show migrations. Okay, and you can see that in course info, the first 4 are run, but 5 has not run. Okay, all right, so let's apply it. So let's say migrate space course info space 0005, and it says it applied it. Okay, so the data should be there. Let's run the server again. Okay, and let's look. And let's look at our students, and there they are. There's all the students. That worked great. Now we should be able to back this out as well. Okay, so stop the production server. Okay. Again, if we do a show migrations, you'll see that migration 5 has been applied. Okay. And again, the way we back this out is we ask to migrate to 4. So we can type migrate course info 0004. And it said it unapplied it. Okay, let's run the application again. All right, let's look. Students, we're down to the 6 that we originally had, so they did properly back out. Okay, and let's close that. Okay, and let's apply the migration again. So let's do a show migrations. Again, we're not applied through 5. We have to ask for 5. Migrate space course info space 0005. Enter. It applied 5. Okay, this time instead of looking in the application to see if we can see the data, let's just look at the external database. We should see it there too. So I'm going to open up SQLite Studio, okay, and instead of looking at instructor, I want to look at student. Double click that, and I don't want to look at the structure, I want to look at the data. And there they are, all 131 rows. Okay, so that's it. That should do it for you. Okay. What I want you to do is I want you to think about for your final project, are there any tables that you might be able to load like this? When we finally get to authentication and authorization, we're going to load the authentication and authorization settings the same way here using a data migration. And that might be something you want to do for your own project as well. Okay, so keep thinking about that. I'm going to say bye until next time. Bye-bye.